Hello, hello. Happy Monday to everyone. It's good to have you here. We're a little bit early, like 4 minutes shy of 9, but I will start the intro anyway, and people will start coming on in as they come in. What are we talking about tonight? Many of us carry echoes of childhood pain, moments where we felt unseen, unheard, unsafe. Last year we had several weeks where we talked about the childhood wounds. These wounds can shape how we react to stress, relationships, and even ourselves today, even though it happened many moons ago. But what if the part of you that's grown up, the adult self, could step in as the compassionate caregiver for that younger self back then? Okay, so the title is The Adult Self as Caregiver Healing Childhood Wounds. We're going to explore how your adult self as a nurturing presence can transform old pain into healing, safety, and integration. And this approach invites you to become your own protector, offering kindness and understanding to the inner child who once needed it most. So if this topic interests you, get comfortable, stay, enjoy. We're happy to have you. Meanwhile, if you're new here, welcome. My name is Karen Marinez. I'm so glad you're here. I'm an emotional wellness coach. I help the exhausted woman who struggles to feel comfortable in her own skin, has low self esteem, and so she overextends herself to please others. I help you identify and process your emotions so you can find peace, passion, and purpose. I ask of you, if you are not subscribed, please hit the subscribe button. I'll give you a moment to do that. The benefit is you support our channel, it gets the message out to other people, and also you can comment in the chat because I want to know that you're here. Okay, you can also become a member by pressing on join right there, join the inner circle. You'll get all kind of goodies each month. We do seminars, we have videos that only members can enjoy. Okay, so those are some options you can look into. As you're coming in, please say hello in the chat. Also, I want to thank those who are on the couch. They're not in the chat. You're here faithfully every week. You watch. I appreciate you being here. Thanks for coming. Okay. So we have my dear Elvin. He never fails. Always there. My Carolyn and Renee. Hey, good to have you back. Good to see you. Okay. So last week we talked about, what did we talk about last week? We talked about, I just went completely blank because I got excited to see everyone here. Last week we talked about saying when the body says no, that's what it was. And setting boundaries with others. And when the body says no, respect it, because we can look back at times when the body said no and we pushed forward anyway, despite that gut feeling that said, don't do it, don't do it. And we paid serious consequences. So there was an amazing discussion afterwards in the WhatsApp chat. Two people reached out and said, but Karen, where's the fine line? Right? How do I distinguish if this is the wounded child that's having a tantrum on the floor when I wake up and I feel anxious and I just want to crawl back in bed? Or when the body is saying, I don't want to do this, please just let me rest. I'd rather stay here. I don't feel safe. I said, whoa, good question. I got the answer. We'll talk about it next week. And here we are. So we're going to talk about that fine line. So through this journey, hey, Reignite Your Radiance. Hey, Gio, she's always here, faithful. Thank you for supporting. Good to have you. Through this journey, you'll learn to recognize when childhood wounds are influencing you right now in the present, and how to respond with patience and love rather than judgment or avoidance. We tend to judge ourselves or we numb ourselves so we don't have to be bothered. No, the goal is not to erase the past, but to hold it with compassion and allow your adult self to lead the way toward wholeness. Isn't that beautiful? So, the adult me, what does it mean? It is the mature, rational, and responsible part of you. Mature, rational, and responsible. And it's a concept often used in psychology, self help, to describe that internal voice or mindset that makes decisions from a grounded, present, and self-aware place. I'm right here, right now. I'm an adult. I'm making a decision, not from emotional impulses, survival instincts, or inner child reactions, tantrum, upset, right? No, no. Adult self, mature, rational, and responsible, making decisions from a grounded, present, and self-aware place. We're not in denial of who we are, where we've come from, what our issues and triggers are. We know us. So here's the breakdown of the adult me, what it might include. Hey, at me, Bess, hi, good to see you. And for those that are not a part of the chat, the link is there. Please join, okay? The emotional wellness chat on WhatsApp. Okay, it's free and it's just a way to keep tabs on what I'm doing. That's the first place I share everything. All right, so how does the adult me show up? What might it include? Number one, emotional regulation. Tiffany, she's one of our inner circle members. Hey, welcome. So the first one is emotional regulation. This is what our adult self does. It's capable of feeling emotions. Notice that. Without being overwhelmed by them. As I was doing emotional work, I thought it meant not having emotions eventually. Nothing bothering me at all. But that's not what emotional intelligence is. Emotions are part of us, but we don't want to be overwhelmed by them. So we can, the adult self can recognize fear, anger, sadness, or joy without reacting impulsively. It's like, yeah, I'm happy. Yeah, today's a rough day. I'm sad today. Ooh, I was angry yesterday. Oh, I'm afraid of that. We don't hide those emotions. We don't feel overwhelmed by them either when we are our adult self. Hey, Arties, good to have you. Good to see. Look. Hey, Arties, I'm looking over here. This is where I have my phone. Okay. Number two, the adult self, accountability. It includes accountability. It's the part of you, the adult self, that takes responsibility for your actions, words, and choices, even when things go wrong. It doesn't blame others or avoid consequences. Like, well, if you hadn't done that, then no, I am accountable for myself, my actions, my decisions, and my words. Right? That's the adult self. That's being an adult. And as we're listening this, I want you to look at yourself. Do I show more adult or do I show more of my inner child where I want everything my way? I want to say and do what I want. No consequences. Everybody has to get over it. I blame everybody for everything wrong that goes on in my life. We want to be accountable. We want to be adults. Okay. Number three, boundaries. We talked about boundaries last week. The adult self sets and respects healthy boundaries. Healthy, not irrational, healthy boundaries. The more emotional intelligence we develop, the more balanced we become. It's a beautiful way to live. We're neither over here or over here, right here in the middle. We work on that. The adult self knows how to say no, how to honor its needs, and protect its time and energy. I'm going to say that again. When we are our adult self, we know how to say no, how to honor our needs, what our body requires of us, and our minds, and we protect its time and energy. Whoa, beautiful. Number four, self-compassion. So instead of being that harsh inner critic, right? Judgmental, the adult me offers kindness, patience, understanding, especially when I'm struggling. When you're struggling, your adult you can show you compassion. It's not judgmental. It doesn't criticize harshly. What's wrong with me? Why did I do? No. Well, listen, but think about what you've been through in the past and how it's affected you, right? It can reason along those lines. Number five, long-term thinking. It makes sense because children act on immediate gratification. I want it now, right? The adult self can delay reward, make thoughtful decisions, consider future outcomes. long-term vision and thinking. Children feed their every whim and desire, and want everyone else to do it too. Look at how that could even affect us as far as financially. If we are our adult selves, we'll control impulse buying, right? Yeah. Makes for more money in our pockets. Our emotions affect our wallets. Number 6, integration. The adult self acknowledges the parts of you that still may feel wounded, scared, or reactive, like the inner child or the inner critic. But the adult self does not let those parts drive the bus. It listens, it soothes, and then it leads from a wiser place. That's the adult self. Very useful, right? Like, okay, I hear you. It's like the child in the back seat having a meltdown because her ice cream cone fell on the floor. But mom is driving. She's on the highway. She cannot pull over right now. So the mom says, baby, I know you're upset. The next exit, I'm going to pull over, right? And she calms, but she doesn't try to drive, look back, get the ice cream cone, give it. No. The adult says, that's dangerous. That's not wise. Baby, I know you're upset. Give me 5 minutes till I can get off the road or pull over to the side, right? So, are you seeing the distinction between the inner child that's wounded, scared, wants what it wants now, and the adult? Very different, right? We're going to continue to develop this topic as to, are we giving into our inner child that's having a tantrum on the floor, or are we listening to our body that says, please don't do that, I'm exhausted, don't go with that person, they're not safe, don't eat that, it's not healthy for you? Do we see the difference? Right? So who is the adult me? Candida, you getting overwhelmed, responsible for own actions, boundaries, healthy, balance, honoring our needs, self-compassion. Wow, so much to learn, and you're doing great. Great note taker, Candida, good job. So who is the adult me? Who is the adult you? Imagine the adult you as a part of you that's the calm in the storm. It's the voice that says, okay, this is hard, but I got you. Let's slow down and figure it out. It's the adult talking to the child. It's not perfect or emotionless. It just doesn't panic. It understands both your pain and your power. Isn't that beautiful? Are you standing in your adult self right now? Can you think of what you did today? Were you like the inner child? Did you indulge the inner child? Or were you more the adult you? Interesting question, right? Self-examination. The adult you is usually present when you speak kindly to yourself. You notice your reactions before you act on them. You offer yourself comfort without shaming yourself. We make a mistake, we look at it as a learning experience. We don't say, what a failure, you're so, no. Comfort without shame. You say, I'm safe right now, even though this feels intense. You're calming, as the adult, you're calming that little child. It's powerful. And we need to be able to visualize it so that we can know the difference. The child that's panicking and having a tantrum on the floor of Macy's, or the adult that says, it's okay, baby, come on, stand up. We have to go. Stand up now. It's time to go. You're going to be all right. Right? Who are we? Who have we been today? Right? So how do we access that adult me when we're triggered? Because that's a big deal. Like, okay, when I'm calm, yeah, but when I'm triggered, so triggers usually awaken younger parts of us. That's why they're so hard. The younger parts of us learned when there's danger or I don't feel comfortable, I got to protect myself. I'm either going to hide or lash out, fight or flight. The adult me steps in to parent those parts. You're scared, baby? You're nervous? You're angry? And the adult me parents those parts instead of letting them take over and throwing us in a full out attack. Tantrum on the floor, Macy's. Next week, we're going to talk more in depth about how our adult selves parent us. It's good stuff. Ooh, it's juicy. Okay? Because the adult self and the parent, they kind of overlap a little bit. All right? But here's how to call on your adult self in the moment. Number one, you feel something triggered you. What's the first thing you could do? Pause and breathe. Pause and breathe. On this same channel, I have a video about how to do diaphragmatic breathing or deep belly breathing. We don't want to breathe from our chest. We want to oxygenate our entire body, especially our brain. And so we breathe from the diaphragm, the belly. Okay? Even one deep breath can shift the nervous system. Isn't that amazing? But it has to be from the diaphragm. We got to get it right. I had to practice, lay on the bed, and put my hand on my chest and my belly to, am I doing it right? Right? It took time for me to learn. Say to yourself, this feels big. Let me slow down. The problem is we usually want to beat ourselves and get up and let's go. Sometimes the body just needs to pause, just needs a moment to get themselves together. We're transitioning, we're shifting from one thing to the next. Let's pause. All right, number two, name what's happening. Try saying, a part of me feels scared or angry, abandoned, but that's not all of me. Call it out. Put a name on it. Naming the emotion helps you separate from it just enough to observe it. So here's the emotion. It's a part of us. And when I could say, ooh, I feel, a part of me feels scared there, I identify it, I separate it, now I can look at it. Karen, why do you feel scared? What's making you scared? Why are you shivering? Look at you, right? The adult does that. We pause and breathe when we're triggered. We name what's happening. We separate it from ourselves. Take a look at it, observe it from all angles, figure it out lovingly, from a place of wisdom and calm. Number three, soothe the younger part of you. You might literally say, I see you. I know this hurts, but I'm here now and we're okay. Again, adult, big, little. Adult self, inner child. I want you to picture it. Picture yourself as an adult comforting a younger version of you. And don't be afraid of feeling not yourself. I just don't feel like myself. Or from dark, unpleasant thoughts. I have clients that tell me, Karen, I don't want to sit there because I don't know where it's going to lead me. Well, feel it, but then you bring in the adult self and you say, we're going to be okay. I'm here for you. You can take care of yourself. You're safe with your adult self. You imagine you're little and a big person comes to save the day. So you can soothe your younger self. It's very powerful. Number four, choose with intention. You would say, what would my adult self do here? Now. You can walk away. It might be appropriate to speak up, assertive communication. A course coming in July for you. You might decide and choose to stay silent. Maybe that's the best option. Or you could offer compassion. The adult knows best. The adult knows how to handle it, but it comes from clarity. The child reacts. The adult speaks and acts from a place of clarity. We're mature. We've seen this before. I felt that person, I walked in the room and they turned and looked the other way. That made me feel abandoned. I was never seen as a child, and I didn't even get all the way into the party and I'm already triggered. But the adult self says, okay, let's go to the bathroom. Let's take a breath. Let's calm down. Now, did they really? I understand you're feeling that way, but how do you know that the person saw you? They may, it just so happen that they turned around right as you walked in. And the adult self says, so let's try this again. We're not going to judge this person. And even if it was intentional that they did that, it's okay. There are other people in the party that will be happy to see me, but probably the person didn't even see us and they just happened to turn around when we walked in. You see how the adult person calms the inner child. Now, come on, get up. Reapply your lipstick, put some lotion on your hands, and let's try this again. How is this sounding to you? Canada said that this is great. Renee says so true. Is this resonating? And can you see how this could lessen the intensity of anxiety, panic attacks? It's all linked. We need our adult selves to step up to the plate. Can you let me know how you feel about that? Why does it matter? It's a great tips much needed. Good to have you. Why does all of this matter? You may like being your inner child all the time, but I guarantee you other people don't enjoy it and you suffer as well. So when you live more from your adult self, anxiety lessens. It's less anxiety because you're right. Relationships become healthier. Obviously, self-trust grows. You trust yourself, your gut, right? You feel more grounded even when life is chaotic because the adult comes in and handles business, right? The house is in a panic because the dog got loose. Or no, let's just say the hamster got out of the crate or the whatever, right? And the kids, it's like three kids, and they're running around and they're trying to chase and the dad comes in and say, hey, what's going on here? Or the mom, the hamster got out. There's all this hysteria. And the adult may even chuckle, like, what? Or get upset. But so there's all this chaos. But the adult can say, you know what? The last time this happened, we did this, this, and this. We were able to catch the gerbil. Mm-hmm. Calm, grounded. It's going to be okay. Meanwhile, the kids are thinking the worst. It's going to go out the window. It's going to fall from the third floor. It's going to burn. It's all the panic. And the parent is like, just relax. We're going to find the gerbil. And boop, boop, boop. They get and the gerbil is back in. And even when life is chaotic, an adult stays pretty much in control. Okay, let's see. Oh, we got somebody's confessing over here. Wait, let me see. Renee, love that. Go step away and regroup. Yes, we can pause and reset ourselves. At me best says, love this. I have to allow my adult self to be in the front seat. Nice, very nice. Candida says confession. She's confessing. Tiffany says makes a lot of sense. Just practicing it. Yeah, we just keep practicing, right? DJ, hey DJ. Says this helps because I also thought, you know what, there's a heart that gets in my way. I also thought emotional intelligence meant not letting anything bother me. I have to just learn how to manage how I feel. Yes. When we learn how to manage our emotions and process them. I had gone to therapists before. They say, just sit in it. And I'm like, what does that mean? But when we learn how to process our, we observe it, we look at it, anger, why are you here? What are you here to teach me today? I have several videos as well on how to process anger, sadness, fear, surprise, all the things, because we're not taught that. But yeah, it would be impossible to go through the world every day and nothing bother us. The thing, or trigger us. We all have a wounded inner child inside of us. However, we can learn how to calm that child. We can learn how to ground ourselves as adults and handle the situation, the emotion, even if it means taking our leave for a few moments, getting ourselves together, giving ourselves a pep talk. You know how a parent takes the child out, takes them to the bathroom, and the parent may or may not, but a stern talking to, when we get back in there, I want you to sit down, right? And be quiet, and I want you to pay attention. And if okay, the mom takes control. The child, they're children, they're tired, they're sleepy, they whatever the thing, and they just go on their way on a whim, whatever they feel. But the adult is the one who should, right? That's the adult's responsibility. Keep things cool and calm. It's chaotic, bring it down. Get control of the situation, right? Okay, what else is going on in here? Renee says, like that comment, DJ accurate. Kind of said, I'm just realizing I'm a very childish over 70 years old, so I have to find out. It's better to know now, right, Candida? We keep learning. So when we feel grounded, wow, as adults, life is less, even when life is chaotic, it becomes less chaotic because we don't have to put out so many fires because we're more of the adult self and we're not acting from the inner child, making more issues and problems. Yolanda, hey, right? So, can you tell me if today you were more adult? Give me a percentage of how much adult of your adult self you were today, out of 1 to 100. Put it in the chat. All right. So, in review, the adult self, what's the definition? This is the part of you, this is the part of me that operates in the present moment. We're not back there 30, 40, 50, 70 years ago. No, no, no. We're right here, 20, right? This year, 2025. But it's with awareness, responsibility. We take responsibility for our actions and rational thinking. We're the adult, we're in control. We're not emotionless. Well, how did DJ put it? Right. We're not where nothing bothers us. No, but when things come up, we know how to handle it. We take responsibility. We don't just fly off the handle. Well, I just lost control. I had to tell. No, we know when it's, should I speak respectfully to this person and assertively communicate what is bothering me about this or what my requirements, my needs are? Do I take my leave? Is a person so unreasonable that it doesn't even make sense to waste my breath on them? It's not going to make a difference. Right. What are we doing about the situation? I don't react and then feel bad about it or deal with consequences. No, we're adults. Oh, Candida, she was very adult today. Good job, Candida. Felicidades. Congratulations. So the adult self is also grounded, it's calm, and it's capable of making conscious decisions, conscious choices. Do you notice that when you react from that inner child, they react without thinking because they don't have experience, they're children, that you usually feel regret afterwards? Yeah. When we think, we're grounded, we're calm, we make conscious choices. And that's another thing. We're more in control of our life because it's like, I chose to speak to him. I chose to speak up that day. You know what? It was just better for me to leave. Or I just let him calm himself down for a little bit. My boss, he was having a bad day. I forgave him, and I just excused myself. Right? We're in control when we're the adults. The child that reacts and whatever happens happens. There's no control there, and we feel, and that unnerves us, ungrounds us, and we right. We don't want that. We want to be our adult selves. Tiff, what you say? 20% child, adult, oh, 80% child. Okay, all right. And I'm going to do another video because the other part of this is there's an inner child in us that should play, laugh, run, get on the bike, fall off the bike, jump rope, play hopscotch, all the things. We'll do a whole separate YouTube on that. Because what I notice is a lot of us, a lot of my clients are not, which represents us, are not enjoying their lives. There's very little joy. It's responsibility. It's doing this. It's from one panic attack to the next. It's I'm up and down emotionally. It's this, it's that. So once we get more in control, we have more emotional intelligence and we can manage our emotions better. Not feel them, but manage them better, be more in control, be more our adult selves. Now it's time to let that inner child, because you have the inner child that's bratty and upset and hurt. That's a 5-year-old, but an hour later, that she's playing with adults again, right? We want to pull her out too. She needs to explore and be and dance like nobody's watching and enjoy her life. We're going to talk about that in a couple of weeks. All right. Oh, Candida, Saturday I got very hyper at a social gathering because I was actually feeling very shy. I was trying to compensate for the feelings inside of me. Okay, so the hyper, what did that look like? Can you share that? What is that? You said hyper in quotes. Let us know. Give us a little more background, a little more details. Okay. So, what is the role of the adult self? Making decisions based on, again, current reality rather than past trauma. If you're taking notes, please write that down. That is so key because we're in the here and now as adults. If I'm 52 and I'm back at 5, I'm talking almost 5 decades ago. I'm in the past. And mommy did this to me or she didn't do that to me. And this person now, March 26, 2025, made me feel like that. But that's 4.5 decades ago. Can we stay here in the present? Right? It's laughable, but only when we look at it, it's like, oh yeah, right? Make decisions based on right now. That person turned around right as I walked in the room. They probably didn't see. Let's give them the benefit of the doubt. We don't have to be 5 again and mommy ignored me when I walked in. No, right now, not past trauma, reality now. And if that person did, we're going to give them benefit of the doubt. But if later we go to say hi and they're lost. We're good people. It's their loss. Or maybe they're having a bad day. It's okay. They're entitled. Not everybody's going to be all over us and love us. It's okay. Because I love me. Very important. I acknowledge who I am as a person. I don't need the outside people to tell me that I have value. I know my value. I'm worthy of love and affection and attention. And when I have my vitamin people, they always give that to me. And even if they don't, who always does it? I always do. I'm in control. I can acknowledge and validate myself. Adult. It's all the adult self. Oh, Candida says she starts talking too much. Okay, trying to overcompensate. I get that. Yeah, yeah. So the little girl came out. Look at me, right? It's okay. But now, Candida, tell me what you would do differently. Can you put that in the chat? Elvin says, please don't forget to hit the like button. That would be nice. And if you have not subscribed, please subscribe. And DJ, are you in our chat? It just comes up as DJ. Are you in the WhatsApp chat? Can you say yay or nay, please? Okay. So the role, make decisions based on current reality rather than past trauma. Also, set boundaries solves problems, and takes action in a mature way. That's an adult. Come in, handle business. Nope, can't do that. That's not good for me. How, what? Yep, like a boss. If you were having an issue, you are great, DJ. Good. So yeah, okay, wonderful. um, yeah. If you came in and the CEO of your company was having a meltdown, a tantrum on the floor because one of the employees didn't acknowledge him, you'd be like, okay, he's having a really bad day. You wouldn't expect you would definitely not expect that from the CEO of your company. So be the CEO of your life. You got this. All right. We set boundaries, we solve problems. Oh, Dara. Hey, Dara. Okay, thank you. Now, because you see, I'm like, who is DJ? Got you. Okay, got you. Yes, Connie. Okay, next time you would take a deep breath, stop, think, and pray. Nice. And you could stop, think, and pray. And you could also tell yourself, you're okay. You're good enough. You don't have to prove anything. You don't have to please others. Those who will love you for who you are. We're just going to be ourselves. Go in the bathroom, give yourself a little pep talk, come out, and you sit there. And I'm going to, instead of overcompensate by talking a lot, I'm going to ask questions so I can get to know these people. Instead of talk, let me pull them out, right? Ask questions to get to know and show interest in others. Very nice. Another part of the role is an adult can observe thoughts and emotions without being overwhelmed by them. Again, the fear and the anger is not all up in here. It's here. We observe it. We look at it. Okay, we understand it. And we're not overwhelmed by the emotions, but we feel the emotions, right? Renee, yes, the CEO of your life, girlfriend. I'm looking back. Right, that was DJ. Yes, yeah. Things will bother us, but how will we handle them? It's so powerful. So next week, we're going to talk about self-parenting. It's slightly different from our adult self, but we can't parent ourselves if we're not adults. So I would love for, please, we have some time if you could share in maybe you can share a moment when you were your adult self or a moment when you were a child and how you would do things differently. I know it's typing, but if you would be so kind so we can talk about it. All right. So do we see the difference? So let's go back to last week's topic, when the body says no, learning how to set boundaries, learning how not to push ourselves too much. Let's break it down, because that was a big, it was like, Karen, but there's such a fine line. So one person wrote to me privately and she's like, Karen, sometimes I wake up and I'm full out anxiety attack. I'm overwhelmed with anxiety. I know part of her story. Waking up in the morning as a child was not a pleasant experience. She was woken up with yelling, get up, door slamming, all the things, very aggressive. She didn't feel safe. She had a lot of responsibility. So to wake up and now have to face the day at her age now, the body still remembers back then decades ago. So if she can look at it and say, okay, yeah, I feel totally overwhelmed. My inner child is kicking it right now. Is it okay to get back in the bed and try to rest and pause? Of course. Of course it is. Now, a lot of times we get up last minute and we rush, rush, rush. That's not recommended, right? A lot of times we get up with time But before we can get out the door, we have 10 things on our to-do list that we want to do. And that could bring on more panic and anxiety. How about we cut that in half? How about we just be happy if we can get up after we rest again and talk to ourselves? Okay, what is it, baby? You're afraid, but that was then and this is now. I got you. Look around. We're safe. I pay the bills now. We're in control. There's peace here. There's nothing to fear, right? I got you. But let's lay down. I'm going to let you lay down for 15 more minutes and then we're going to get up. And I was going to do several things. I was even going to go get the car wash. We'll leave that for later, but we're going to get out and get to our appointment. You see the difference? The adult comforts and nurtures the inner child, so that the inner child can get up off the floor with the full out tantrum, compose themselves, wipe their tears, and then start back to life. But the adult self says, okay, we're not going to sit here and cry all day, but I'll give you 15 minutes. Or the adult self might say, you know what? I can cancel my plans for the next 2 days. I'm going to take a mental health, 2 days of mental health. This thing was traumatic, what just happened. I'm going to give myself 2 days to feel sorry for myself and grieve and mourn. But you see how it's a choice? It's not like, oh, I'm in a dark place and I don't know when I'm coming out. It's like a parent. You're on timeout. It's 4 o'clock. You can come out of your room at 5. Right? And the child, right? The adult makes choices. I'm in control. I'm the CEO. We're making decisions around here. We don't just let the body just do as it please, because that's the inner child that wants to take over and control us. And when we act and react like that inner child, oh, we have so many regrets. We have so many regrets. We're going to talk about that next week, even financially. A child says, I want this pen and I want it now. I don't care if I don't have the money for it. I want it. But the adult says, but baby, we don't have the money for the pen. Put that back. Next week, I'll be able to get it for you. So are we the adult or are we the child when it comes to purchases? This infiltrates every aspect of our relationships. Married folks, I don't remember, someone was telling me that their ex-husband, it was a client I had, chose, like, he's like, wait a minute, this with these kids, this is a lot of responsibility. This is too much, paying bills and rent, and I can't have fun. Oh, you can't. That's the inner child. You're married with 3 children and all you think about is fun. That's the child. That's the little boy inside of him. And what did he do? He did like a child did. It wasn't going to change. What could he do with the 3 kids and the wife? So he left. Childish. The adult man says, this may not have been in the plans, but here we are. I'm going to love them. I'm going to love my wife. I'm going to honor them all. I'm going to work hard, take care of them financially, and we're going to be okay. We're in this together, right? Relationships work better when you're both dealing with is 2 adults. We may look like adults, but that inner child controls most of what we do. That's no good. You see how relationships get better. How do we behave on the job? The boss tells us to do something and we don't like it, and it's going to take more time. It's too difficult. It's too difficult. I don't want, it's too hard. I can't learn. I don't know. We pull ourselves in the bathroom. We need this job. This is what helps us pay the bills. We like our job. We don't want to do this task, but we're just going to do it, learn it, take the course, finish it, and we're done. It's okay. And I don't have to do it perfectly. It's okay. Isn't that interesting? In every aspect of our life, even spiritually, do we take responsibility for moral, the things that we do, our actions? So this adult self helps every every single part, every single aspect of our lives. It makes decisions based on current reality rather than past trauma. That is so, and it can observe thoughts and emotions without being overwhelmed by them. It sets boundaries, solves problems, and takes action in a mature way. So if you have a problem setting boundaries, saying no to yourself, that inner child, or to other people, think about, ooh, I need to become my adult self. I got to work on this, right? Okay. Abby Best coworker says something I didn't like. I had an outburst. That was a child in me. Okay. You would, if you could go back, you would control. Maybe you would tell her how what she did upset you, but after you calmed yourself down in the bathroom, right? Like she needs to know this because we work closely together. So let her know this. You know what the way you talked to me yesterday or earlier, I don't appreciate that. I'm not a child. Please don't scream at me. We're in this together. All right. I respect you. You respect me. That's all. Nice. Renee, definitely on the floor in a tantrum because of overwhelm. When I need to eat, take a shower, and go to bed, I get rest and I'm a whole different person. The inner child doesn't want to take a bath. No, mommy, I took one yesterday. But baby, you need to be clear. Can you see the inner child in you? It's laugh. It makes you, and it should make us chuckle because it's like, oh, yeah, I could see that, right? I need to eat. Kids would rather play all day. They may even forget to eat. But adults say, but my body needs to be nurtured. It needs to be fed. I'm thirsty. Let me get something to drink. We talked about that a few weeks ago. That is being our adult self, taking care of our physiological needs, sleep, uh, eating, urinating, going to the bathroom, drinking water, hydrating ourselves. That's the adult us that says, yeah, I'm busy. However, I need to get some water. My throat is parched, right? We need to survive around here. The inner child is like, let's just eat candy all day. Mm. Kind of, I asked for help, for needed help, and decided to take a needed, oh, yes, a nap. Now, and adults, children never want to take naps, right? I remember like, oh, it was torture. It was torture. My parents are from Miami, and when we would go down there for the summers, different aunties would, you know, hang out with us, take care of us. And one of them had her godmother that she would take us to. And I was like 9. I guess I was kind of a hyper child, active. I was very active, dancing, flitting around. I was always just like, soon as I would get in there, she would offer me something to drink. And then she would say, okay, baby, go in my room. And I'm like, and she had a beautiful room. I remember her bed was so nice and neat and huge. To me, it looked huge. But I would cry. I don't want to go to sleep. Like, what? And I hated going to her house. But I would fall asleep, right? It was hot, August in Miami. And I would wake up refreshed, and I probably was more calm. My sister was always glad when she put me to sleep because then she had some, quiet time. Kids don't want to take naps. No, my kids don't want to go to bed. No, another half hour. But the adult says, baby, you got to, because tomorrow you have to get up early for school and you're not going to be in a good mood because you have to get in the bed, right? So good for you, Candida. You said, let's take a nap. Very good. Renee says, funny, but so interesting. It's very interesting. And I'm sure there's not a lot of comments because the wheels are turning. I imagine you're all thinking, ooh, yeah. When was it that I was the adult self? And when was it recently that I was my inner child? Just having a fit, unconsolable. We don't want to be that way anymore. Okay, so next week again, we're going to talk about the self-parenting. It's slightly different. We're going to see the differences, okay? How do they work together? Your adult self is the one doing the self-parenting. So we have to be adults. That's why I couldn't jump from child to parent. No, we have to be adults. It's like the loving, wise inner caretaker who steps in and says, I got you, baby. You're safe now. What do you need? I'll get it for you. So it's the practice of nurturing and caring for your inner child, the younger part of you that may carry unmet needs, wounds, or emotional patterns from childhood. Your adult self then self-parents you. Oh, next week is going to be juicy too. This was good. Next week we're going to continue. We're going to talk about how to parent yourself. All right, Dawn. Oh, my cousin in Florida. Hey, she said, I don't want to grow up. I hear you. You know, we all did. And then we get to adulthood. It's like, ooh, yeah, this is a lot. That's why people say, don't rush it, right? So yeah, I'm looking at my notes because I have something good to share. Oh, okay, here it is. It's a lots of food for thought. Yes, it's a lot of work. Lots of wheels turning. Yes, reignite your radiance. Yes. Okay. I'm gonna give you, and I don't know, I think I'm gonna tell it to you now. You can always just rewind this and write it down, pause, write it. But I'm gonna try to put it in my to-do list to make a video for this and just put it up on the YouTube so you can look at it over and over. These are grounding scripts we have for anxiety, conflict, abandonment, and perfectionism. Okay. Each is designed to help you to step into the adult me when these specific struggles rise up. So y'all ready? Okay. Number one, for anxiety. Here we go. This is something, it's a script. This is something you can say to yourself to ground you. Literal grounding is bare feet on the grass, outside, right? This is a script to help you grow because you're like out of how to bring you back down and grounded and calm. Okay, so here we go. For anxiety, this is number one. Okay, I feel the wave of anxiety rising. That's okay. It's just my body trying to protect me. But in this moment, I'm not in danger. I can breathe through this. I can slow down. I can take care of myself. Anxiety doesn't get to make the decisions. My calm adult self gets to make the decisions. I am safe. I am capable. I've done hard things before, and I can do this too. Hot diggity, as they say. Isn't that nice? Again, you can always rewind and all that stuff until I get the video up. Tiff said, wow, just thinking of how to handle and process things. Yep, this is a good one. Okay. Now, what about if there's a conflict? That's anxiety. Like my client, she said, Karen, I wake up and I get a full out anxiety attack. She just opened her eyes, right? So that's what she can say to herself because the adult self deals with the present. We're not back there when we were 5. And we have to remind ourselves, you know how you're in a deep sleep and you have this wild dream and you kind of wake up from the dream like, it was so real. And if there's somebody, you're like, what a dream I had. But then you have to kind of like look around like, oh, sometimes your heart is racing. That was a dream. It wasn't real. It's the same thing with anxiety. So anxiety makes us feel like this thing that happened 50 years ago is happening now. We have to say, no, 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 I'm in the present. This is not happening now. I'm not in any danger right now. We have to remind ourselves. Okay. So number 2, for conflict, we have it out with our spouse. There's a difference of opinion with our boss or friend. What do? Here's how we can ground ourselves. I feel the urge to defend, attack, or shut down. Call it out, right? And that's a protective part of me speaking. But I, the adult me, I don't feel the need to fight to be heard. I can stay connected to my truth without raising my voice or abandoning myself. I don't need to win. I need to stay grounded. Let me pause. Let me choose words that reflect my values, not my wounds. Isn't that good? I love this, right? Conflict. That's another thing. We have emotional intelligence. It doesn't mean that we avoid conflict. We see it coming, we experience it. It's what are we going to do about it? Do we let that inner child lash out, say things that they regret, shut people down for 2 weeks? I'm going to give him the silent treatment. Or do we pull ourselves to the side, talk to ourselves, get ourselves together and grounded, and then go back as a mature adult and have the conversation? Or, you know what? Now is not the time. As a mature adult, I'm not hiding, but that person is really upset, and so am I. This is not the time. Let's wait a few hours, right? Adults, not in a child. Big us, big me, not little me. Okay. And what about abandonment? Oh, this is good. We could say this fear feels old. It's touching a deep place inside of me. I'm scared of being left, forgotten, or unloved. But I'm not that abandoned child anymore. I'm not helpless. I'm here now, and I'm not alone. I have me. I can offer myself the safety, love, and presence I once longed for. The adult me is here, and I will not leave myself. That's if we're experiencing feelings of abandonment. And the fourth one, Candida said, yes, good for the blood pressure. Yes, grounding. The fourth one for perfectionism. I'm sure we have some perfectionists in the house, right? Here it goes. I feel the pressure to get it right, be the best, or prove my worth. But I know this isn't love. It's fear disguising itself as achievement. The truth is, I'm already enough, even when I stumble. The adult me doesn't measure value by output. It chooses grace over perfection. I can take a break. I can be proud of progress, not perfection. I am worthy because I exist, not because I perform. Can you see how that would ground you in those four different circumstances? Look, I'm so relaxed just reading it because I had to write the script. I'm so relaxed just reading it because it's so good to the soul. Oh my goodness, my eyes are closing, but I'm still here. The adult me says, Karen, you got to finish this podcast, then you could go to sleep, right? So good, good stuff. Can you give me a thumbs up if you get the difference? You see the fine line between the body and the adult self that says no and sets boundaries compared to the inner child that has tantrums and demands what it wants. Can you see? Give me a thumbs up if you could see the difference, because last week everybody was like, "This is a fine line." In fact, one of them, one of the clients, she wrote me in private. It said, "You got okay, Dawn, you got it. Okay, great." She was like, Karen, that's why, because I was like, oh, y'all, the wheels are turning, y'all are quiet. She said, that's why we were all quiet, because we're thinking, but wait a minute, but how do I differentiate between, is this my inner wounded child, or is this me? And I should say, okay, I'm just going to take the day for myself. Like, which one do I listen to? Can you see? Ooh, all right. Carolyn says, thumbs, Audie's, it's a Dawn, nice. Let's get some more thumbs up, and I know my work is done here, because this topic is so key to growth. We don't want to go back to the past. We want to be in the present as adults. So Renee says, excellent. Nice. So I think my work is done. It's beautiful. Let's keep at it. Today, I had a few clients, and then The day was beautiful, and I said, Karen, you didn't get up early to do your exercise. You gotta take a walk. It took me like an hour to get. I sat on the couch, and the child was like, "Oh, I don't wanna, I don't." I put my sneakers on. It's a whole thing. I go, oh, let me get something to drink. Oh, let me finish my tea. Oh, let me download something on. Oh, I just had another thought for the live. Let me tell. Oh, just procrastination central. And meanwhile, the day was gorgeous and it's beckoning me. Karen, come outside, right? Tiffany says yes. Audis is cracking up. I get it mentally. Mentally, okay. DJ, does that mean that you are you're gonna have a hard time processing it, or you going to process it? Um, and I finally made it out. Oh, what a struggle. That inner girl, I just wanted to sit and watch TV. That's all I wanted to. An extremely busy weekend. All I wanted to do was sit and watch TV. But Karen, you gotta go. Come on, get your sleep. Let's go. Then I got outside. I'm like, oh, it's a little chilly. The adult said, but as you continue to walk, you're gonna warm up. It's okay. Don't go back in because you may not make it back out. And then I walked about 8 blocks and there's a track near my house. And I said, Karen, just walk it. Just go around once. That's a quarter of a mile. Do it. Come on, you got this. There's Renee. Renee is one of those people that loves the gym and loves to exercise. That's not Karen. But I'm doing it. Thank you, Renee. I patted myself on the back too. I appreciate it. I'm talking to the camera like y'all are here, but it's the comments that are here. You're here. Anyway, after one time around, I'm like, Karen, come on, do another one. You got a half a mile. And I was dragging it. I'm like, can we pep up our step a little bit? I'm walking like, right? Because I didn't want to do it. The child. I did it again. And then I was like, halfway through the second lap, I said, if you finish this second lap, you're going to do 2 more and you're going to do your mile. And the third and fourth time around, you can look on your app. I have an app called Marco Polo, and I keep in touch with all my girlfriends that are everywhere. And I had a few messages. I was like, you can chit chat. You can listen to their message and respond and show them that you're exercising, right? And that's exactly what I did. That was the ice cream. That was right? The inner child for the inner child to say, yay, I did it. And that's what I did. And before I knew it, because I knew that would make the last 2 go by even faster if I'm listening to her and I'm chit-chatting. Right? And when I left that track and then I walked back home, I saw the roses. I saw the sky was absolutely gorgeous. I felt good. I'm huffing and puffing, but in a good way, right? Good job, Karen, right? But that was the adult me saying, girl, get up and let's go. You gotta walk. You have to take care. This is that's part of self-care. So now I think because of all these, I can see right, we see the difference between the adult us that sets boundaries and the inner child that has the tantrums. Candida, proud of progress, not perfection, simple but deep, can't find my brown thumb. Okay, but I appreciate it. Dawn, great inspiration. Glad you enjoyed it. Renee cracks up and she applauded me. Thank you, Renee. You're my virtual, what do you call it? Trainer, exercise coach. Thank you. Thank you, Gio. Gio applauds me as well. It's a struggle, but I did it. And then and then I didn't then I didn't want to go inside because it's so beautiful out. So now I'm sitting on my steps. And then I had a client. I didn't even want to come in to get on the Zoom. I did the Zoom in the car with the windows down because, now the child, right? It's so beautiful. I don't want to go inside, right? After the parent is like, let's go, right? This is what happens. This is what we're dealing with here, right? But it's okay. We're getting it done. All right. I'm so glad you all enjoyed and you understood. And next week, we're going to talk about how we can self-parent. It's going to dig more into our financials, our relationships, how when we can parent ourselves, the adult self parents us, parents that little girl, that little boy. Wow. And anxiety lessons, because we're still on the topic of anxiety. But of course, it's all these tentacles of things that affect anxiety. This is one of them, that inner child that just, And we have to stand in our adult self and say, listen up here, little one. This is how it's going to go down. I love you. We got this. You're safe. But we're going to live it my way from now on. All right. Sit yourself down. Glad y'all enjoyed, Renee. Glad you enjoyed it. She said great info. It was fun. It was good. You're going to find yourself seeing yourself. Am I big me or little me? Am I adult me or am I inner child? And you're going to find yourself giggling as the inner child is fighting with the adult. And you're going to say, who's going to win? Me. I'm the adult here, right? Let's stand up to the set up to get up. What is it? Stand up to the plate. Let's be the CEO in our lives and let's enjoy every day. Okay? All right. See you guys soon. When will we talk? Next week. And if you'd like, the chat is still open. You can say some things in the chat if you want. You can even do a voice message if you'd like, if that's easier. Love you all. Mwah, mwah. And I'll see you soon. Bye. Rest well. Don't stay up late. Bye.